Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to do something that was kind of dramatic, but something that I feel like a lot of people it would look good on a lot of people. The colors that I used are kind of really universal colors. It would work on really any type of skin tone, any eye color. And the best part about it is it's all affordable drugstore products. So if you would like to see how to get this bronzy, glittery, dramatic eye look, then just keep watching. I already have my eyelids primed and my eyebrows on just to like kind of save time. But today for the eye look is going to be like the star of the show. So for the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use, it's the Morphe 350. It's kind of like the original palette that Morphe kind of got big on. This is the palette here. It has like a lot of really cool tones and a lot of warm tones. Just like a bunch of browns, there's some oranges, just a really universal palette. And I feel like everyone could use this. It's really cheap. You can buy this at Ulta. So the first shade I'm going to start out with is, let me put this the right way. I'm going to start out with this shade right here. And I'm just going to pick this up on a blending brush and just put that into my crease. Just keep blending back and forth in windshield wiper motions. Hopefully within the next few videos, I'll have a ring light too. I pretty much found the one I want. I just have to order it. I'm just, you know, lazy. Then, if I can find it. Now I'm just going to take a big fluffy blending brush with nothing on it and kind of just go over what I just did there. And basically just starting a little bit at a time. So I'm just going to go back in with that same color and we're just going to deepen it a little bit more. The nice thing about this palette is that the colors are really blendable for like a really good price. Morphe has really awesome eyeshadows. They also have really good cheap blending brushes. So if you're in the market for those, Morphe as well. And it's nice because now they sell them at Ulta now, which is really cool because you used to really only be able to get it at online on their website. Now I'm going to take a little bit smaller of a brush so I can get a little bit tighter in that crease. One of my favorite brushes, by the way, most of the brushes that I'm using are Morphe brushes. I do have a video going in depth of like my brushes and what they are, and what I use them for and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, I'll link that below. But now I'm actually going to, so this is more of like a warm tone brown, but now I'm going to dip more into like the cool tone. Usually I don't really mix them, but I really like the look that I created the other day. So now I'm just going to dip into the color right next to the one I just used. And I'm going to keep that concentrated right into my crease and not really try and bring it as high as I did with this other color. So just really keeping this in the crease. And you can too, like another thing that really helps me is like I'll open up my eye and basically just brush it in there because it'll just like fall into the crease of your eye. I do like to go back with that original brush and take the first color and blend those two together though, again. It just helps ensure that all the colors like blend into each other. Now I'm going in with even smaller of a blending brush and using that same dark cool tone brown, and I'm just going to really define this crease. Keeping it low. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this other eye. So this is where we're at right now with just those two colors. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease, and that's basically just like gonna clean up all of this on the lids. To cut the crease, you can basically take any concealer that you have, or eyeshadow primer, whatever it may be. I'm just gonna take my Tarte Shape Tape and put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm basically just going to cut my entire crease with a small angled brush. Okay, now that we have both of our creases cut like this, basically I want to use a glitter pigment. And it sounds a little bit intimidating because you have to use glitter glue and then glitter pigment, but it's really, really easy, and it's also a drugstore glitter pigment. It's from NYX, and it sounds really intimidating, but it's really, really not. The trick to using glitter pigment is to just do your foundation last, because you probably are going to have some fallout. But basically it just comes in like a little component like this. I don't have the top on it because I actually have the glitter in it right now, and this is in the shade Bronze, hence why I'm doing a bronzy makeup tutorial. You're just gonna squirt some of the glitter glue onto the back of your hand. You don't really need that much. This tube here is I've had it for probably almost like 2 years now, so it definitely lasts a long time. And you're just gonna want to get a good amount on the back of your brush, but you're gonna really want to make sure to just brush an even layer onto your lid, a thin, even layer. So now that you have that, you can just take that same brush and just pack it into your glitter pigment, tap it off, and then just press it onto the glitter glue. I'm gonna take the smaller blending brush that I used, and I'm just gonna go right where that line meets of the glitter and the eyeshadow, and just kind of go over it a little bit. I still want it to be that defined line. I just want it to not have any voids in it. I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning up all of the pigment that fell underneath my eyes. Okay, now that I have it all cleaned up, I'm just gonna go in with my mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X Fiber mascara, and I'm just gonna do this really quick. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop on some false lashes, and I'll be right back. So to basically keep this, since the whole eye look is drugstore pretty much other than the glitter glue, I'm basically just gonna keep the rest of this drugstore. So the moisturizer that I used is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. I've used really expensive ones, I've used cheap ones, everything in between, and this one has been like my favorite for a really long time. And then to prime my skin, I used the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Lock. You can see it just kind of gave my skin a little bit of a shine. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and spray my face with this Mario Badescu spray. This is the cucumber one. The rosewater one is also really good. All of this you can pretty much buy at Ulta. So after that dries down, the foundations that I'm gonna go in with, I'm gonna go in with two different ones just because I really like mixing my foundations. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, which is basically my favorite foundation. And it also pairs with that primer that I used. So it gives your skin a really, really nice glow. It's not full coverage, but it's a really good finish. And then I'm gonna mix it with this Maybelline Superstay. This one is full coverage, so I'm gonna kind of get the coverage from this and the dewiness from this. And then take my Real Technique sponge and then just start working it into the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with concealer. This isn't gonna be drugstore, but I'm gonna go with my Tarte Shape Tape. A good drugstore concealer is the Maybelline Fit Me. I know a lot of people like that. There's also a Pro Glow, which goes with the foundation, and the primer that I also hear is really good, but this is just like my tried and true, so I don't really stray from it too much. And now that we're done with that, now I'm just gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with some powder. I'm using the Coty Aispun translucent powder. I'm just gonna take it with the back of my beauty blender. Now I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish the underneath of my eyes, so I'm just gonna go back into the same palette, pick up that very first transition shade that we used, this one right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna take that smaller blending brush with this slightly darker color that we went into lower in the crease right here. And I'm just gonna bring that tighter and into the inner corner, not as blown out as I just did this color, this other color. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Again, this is also something that you can get at the drugstore. I really love this. I feel like it has such a good color for a lot of different skin tones. I see people who are a lot darker who are able to use this, and then people my skin tone can use it. So, and it's got a really good formula, so it's really hard to overdo it with the butter bronzer. So if you're like a beginner or if you're heavy-handed or anything like that, this is probably a really good bronzer for you. This blush is the Milani Baked Blush. You can get this from the drugstore. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm just gonna wipe this away and then kind of go over it, just really blend it in. This is a really good highlight. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow, and I'm gonna use it, but I can't use it alone just because it is a little bit too dark for my skin tone. It leaves like a little bit of like a, I don't know, like a coppery stripe. So I'm gonna mix it with, I can't really hold this up right because it's broken, but it's the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette, and it has Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. So I'm gonna mix both of those with this, and they're all pretty like champagne-y, bronzy colors. And to make it intense, I'm gonna spray it with this Mario Badescu spray. And then I'm just gonna apply it to the cheeks. And I like to bring it into like a C shape on my face. just gonna keep it nude with my lipstick today, just because I feel like the eyes are just a little dramatic already. And I have a really, really good nude drugstore duo. It's like my favorite ever. If you're not as light as me, you may not like it just because these are really, really, really pale colors, but I really do like pale nudes. That's like my type of nude. So this is a Maybelline lipstick, like just a regular bullet lipstick in the shade 910 Bare It All. Go ahead and put some gloss on top of it. It's a little bit darker. This is the Butter Gloss from NYX in the shade Fortune Cookie. So this is pretty much the finished look. It's really bronzy. It's a pretty dramatic eye, but I mean, this is something like I would wear out during the day. It's actually really, really easy, all affordable products. And yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something cool today. If there's anything else that you would like to see next time, then just leave it in the comment box below and I will try and do one of those videos. And if you're not already subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. I really appreciate everybody's support. And if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That also helps me out a lot too. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.